and welcome to the shed. Right, I decided to send the frame off to be powder coated. I've used Wilkinson's powder coating. I am not being sponsored for this. I will let you know probably at the end of this video how good or how bad they were, so stay tuned. Okay, well, I wanted to use this rear wheel. This is off the Silver bike, and as I said before, the rear brake was completely seized. So to remove it, I thought we'll start off with something small. So we used an old wood chisel and tried that to no avail. So took the wheel outside, brought the big ones out, got the trolley jack handle. I've also got the hammer and a ruddy big screwdriver. I'd got it into my head that this brake drum was coming off. Come hell or high water, it was coming off. So I'd already got it in my head that if anything did go wrong, if I broke anything, I've got a spare wheel anyway. It just means that I'm going to have to strip the paint off it. I'd got a little bit overzealous and ended up breaking a piece off the drum. Again, like I say, I've got another wheel anyway, so it doesn't matter. I was just 100% determined this was coming off. I was starting to question myself, I must admit. Thought I'd try a different tact, so I ended up going from the back and hammering the opposite way. And this actually did start to produce results. And after about an hour and a half, we actually got somewhere. Even the camera was shocked and fell over. The amount of corrosion in here was unbelievable. What a complete mess. With all the shock of the hammering and everything else, you can also see that the carriers for the brake pads had broke. But at least I got it apart, that was the main thing. So now I'm hoping that the drum itself on the wheel's alright. Out with the wire wool. Get rid of all this rust, and hopefully we can still use this rear wheel. That's fingers crossed anyway. Wheel bearings knackered as well, but I was going to change them anyway. Another little job I wanted to carry out was try and get these taper roller bearings out. I'm not going to video this, you can actually see the mess on the headstock, but we got them out. Okay, so I called at a local polishing and re-chroming company just to see if I could get a few bits done, because I didn't think I'd be able to find new parts. More on that later. I thought I'd ask about vapor blasting the engine, which they said yes, not a problem, come and have a look at this. They'd got a triple engine in there. Yeah, this will cost you about 350 quid. So when I got home I thought, right, out with the wire brush, let's see what sort of job we can make out of it ourselves. I've had a very quick play and it seems to be coming up not too bad, so looks like I might have saved myself 350 quid. Right, well, seeing as the frame was away for powder coating, I thought I might as well start attacking the engine, trying to make it look half decent. First job, carburetors. Again, screws coming loose very nicely. I'm well impressed. So I undid the Jubilee clips, pulled the carbs off, and started to strip them down.
You know the places that I like to
Lifting the bottom off. Oh dear. Well, that looks like a bit of a gunky mess. So let's have a look at the other one. And it's not as bad, I must admit. There's grey paint everywhere on this bike. Time to start removing the jets. So we got the main jet, the pilot jet. These would all be going in my ultrasonic cleaner. I've got it all set up. Haven't used it since the SV650. There's a tiny hole in the bottom of the pilot jet, and unfortunately you can see nout through it.
You're never too hard to find. I know the places that you like to hide, and we'll go there side by side. You and
Ultrasonic cleaner, all nice, clean and looking new again. I changed my mind with the carbs on the silver bike. I thought I'd use the ones on the red one. They looked in slightly better condition, so I thought, well, I'll strip them all down, have a look, and basically we'll take whatever parts we need and make one decent set of carburetors. One thing I didn't do, which I should have done really, I should have filmed the ultrasonic cleaner doing its biz, but I'll be honest, I forgot all about it. I think this is the reason the red engine ran better than the silver engine. This is like brand new inside, they're spotless. So while everything was stripped down, I thought I might as well change all the O-rings as well. So set to with the choke plungers, trying to find the most suitable O-ring, which with this kit isn't too hard. I think it's got virtually every size you could think of. I've had this kit for years and hardly ever used it. Comes in handy being a hoarder sometimes. Started putting the carburetors back together. I am going to use some stainless steel screws, I think, to try and make it look a little nicer, because these rusty ones aren't looking in the best of health. So I basically just sort of put this together all loosely, and then when the new screws come I'll change them all over and then we'll fit it onto the bike hopefully. They're not perfect, but they're far better condition than they were when I first got the bike, so that'll do for me. Problem with these old bikes as well, trying to get spares, it's virtually impossible. Well, last week I was watching a little video made by Alan Millyard, who is an absolute superstar when it comes to motorbikes, and he's bought a little two-stroke Yamaha that he's doing up. It'll be far better than mine, I'll tell you that for nothing. He reckons that old aluminium will be brought up quite nicely with a bit of white spirit. Now, whatever Adam says goes, so I thought I'd give it a try.
hold me tighter, this dynamic says it all. You're the curator and I'm your animal. Feel like I'm sinking under. water. Feel like I'm going over the fall.
Now, unfortunately, it might have worked on Alan's, but it certainly didn't work on mine. All it did was take the oil and grease off. That was it, really. Out with the pressure washer and all the degreasing and see what we can do with that. So that was next on the cards. Out with the yard brush again. Try and get into some of these orifices and get rid of some of the really glued in muck. Unfortunately, time hadn't been very kind to it, and to be honest, it didn't make much of a difference. So I've ended up with the wire brush, and I've just basically given it a quick once over and used some silver wheel paint, which I used on the SV, which worked well, to be perfectly honest. Need to polish up them side casings, so they'll be coming off soon. But I have to admit it's looking 100 times better than it did when I first got it. Well, how annoying is that? I wanted to show the insides of this petrol cap. I emailed all the videos off my phone to myself, obviously, and I've got 5 videos, all different numbers, and for some unknown reason Google has only chosen 2 of them, so I can't show you what's gone on the internals of this petrol cap. Sorry about that. Needless to say, it was a rusty old mess inside. I've cleaned it all out, done the springs, and now when you put the key in, everything turns really nicely. Just need to clean the black plastic up now, and that's sorted. Another job ticked off. Santa's bin today. I've got some stainless nuts, bolts and washers, just waiting for the screws now, so it won't be far off the rebuild. Okay, right, here's the frame as promised. I'll be perfectly honest, I think they've done a fantastic job of the powder coating. I think that the guy that served me needs to work on his customer service, because I said to him, yeah, I want it in gloss black. He turned around, he says, I don't give an F what colour you want it, not a problem. It can be effing pink with white spots for all I care. Now, you certainly don't talk to your customers like that. I've worked in retail all my life, and when I went to pick it up after a week, because he told me it'd be ready in a week, he looked at me, gone out. What frame? No, don't know what you mean, mate. Oh, hang on, is it this one? Told me he was going to have to do it all again because it was such a mess, which I knew it wasn't anyway. Certain parts of it were rusty, but not the frame. Yeah, it looks like it's been sat at the bottom of the ocean for donkey's years, this does. Might lose the frame number as well. Thankfully he'd listened to one of his employees and they taped the number over, so it's still there, thank goodness. We've got it back. It's a nice job. Can't complain too much, other than this guy's attitude. It's terrible. Gonna call it a day here. This will be the end of this video, so thanks for listening, thanks for watching, so we'll see you on the next one.